Hey guys, today we're on the wiki today. So for my new special, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be comparing Des Moines with the new Tier 10 U.S. cruiser Worcester. So what are the two ships? So first of all, Des Moines, as we're more familiar with, is the Tier 10 U.S. heavy cruiser. The cruiser, until Worcester came to the game, Des Moines has been the only Tier 10 cruiser in the game to ever exist in real life. Until the Worcester came along. So there's that. So first of all, Des Moines. First of all, what about its research price? Its research price is $237,500 experience, and its purchase price is 19.8 million credits, and has a hit pool of 50,600 hit points. Now, the Worcester. The Worcester, which is very new, is the Tier 10 U.S. alternate / light cruiser, often nicknamed an Omega Atlanta. No, it was built shortly after Des Moines was. So it's just as modern as Des Moines. Now let's go and compare its research price. So Worcester has a research price as a 242 AXP, which is slightly more than the Des Moines. And also has a lower hit pool of 45k XP, 45k hit points, and you need 19.9 million credits to get the Worcester, so it's a little more expensive. It's here. Now to Des Moines. So first of all, main battery is the main difference. Des Moines has a main battery of three turrets, each having 3 barrels. And since its guns are automated, Des Moines can fire 10.9 rounds a minute each barrel. It used to be 10 rounds, but now they've lowered the reloading time to 5.5 seconds for a long time. As you can see here, and can fire up to 90 shots each minute. So while Des Moines has much bigger guns than the Worcester has more guns, and as you would expect, fires them faster. And it has a rate of fire of 13 rounds a minute. It's not as high as the Minotaur. Or because you notice it has a longer reloading time than the Minotaur to make it fair against the Minotaur. Against the Minotaur. Right here. So Des Moines, it fires faster. So the Des Moines fires faster. The Worcester, the Des Moines only hits harder, while the Worcester fires much faster. And as you would expect, it has high explosive. It's essentially a Minotaur with high explosive shells included as well, which is great. Which is great because we wouldn't want the Minotaur to have HE shells, because then it would be too destructive. Now, the next part. I'm just gonna go back to Des Moines for the next part. Next up, we can see Des Moines has secondary guns. On 12 5-inch guns in 12 5-inch guns in each mount. However, with the Worcester, so it has secondary guns, to help deal with the destroyers as well, in case things are getting too annoying. But you noticed the Worcester has no secondary guns. In terms of AA, it AA, it has, well, its main battery turrets can be used as AA guns, just like with the Minotaur. And it also, now Des Moines has 3-inch mounts. The Worcester, what's very noticeable about the Worcester, what's very interesting is that they contain the same amount of 3-inch guns, but Worcester has one of her sets. Well, one of Worcester's sets is in the one of the Worcester's AA mounts. One of her sets that contains 11 mounts, and then mounts. So there's that. But then there's also the other 3-inch guns, which you could see right here which are in single mounts, which are mounted on the stern of the ship. Yep, I mean, you can always look in that at the tech tree, you know. So there's that. And its AA rating is at 96. While as Des Moines is rated at 95. So it's easier to get this ship's AA to 100. Good. However, though even though you don't have any secondary guns or guns to save you, you've got your turrets to help save you as well. All right, what's next? So, next of all is its speed. Worcester has the same speed as Des Moines, 33 knots, and has a turning circle radius of 740 meters and a rudder shift time of 81 seconds. Now, when we go back to the Des Moines, if I can get it there. There. So Des Moines has a slightly larger turning circle. So yeah, the turning circle radius is a little larger than the Worcester's, and as well as the rudder shift time, as you can see here. Since Des Moines is the larger ship, since it stretches 717 feet, while Worcester only stretches over 600 feet long. 680, I'm pretty sure I remember. Anyway, now when we go to detectability, Des Moines has a surface detectability range of 13.8 km and an air detectability range of 9.8 k. Now when we go to the Worcester, it'll be pretty obvious that it'll have a lower detectability ranges. So yep, there's that. Alright. And now the low range AA guns that I'm gonna go right over right now. Worcester has 20mm Oerlikon Mark 20. And has 12.2 and has 12x2 mounts. Now when we go to Des Moines, it has 22 or is 20mm Oerlikon Mark 4 guns with a damage of 43.2. So now when we look at the Worcester, see how it's its damage is much higher. That's 73.2 damage. So we can now let's look at the firing ranges, which is of each of its AA guns. 5K, AM 6K, XK, A 5K, FKM 2K, 5K. Alright, now when we look at Des Moines, So it has a little bit of a lower range here with those guns here. So that's pretty problematic, because Des Moines only has single mounts, which go mounts due to being a little less advanced, you know. So there's that. But now there's a big difference in armor. Des Moines, a heavy cruiser, obviously has heavier armor, and the armor. All right, Des Moines has an armor thickness of 6 inches on its armor belt. The armor belt has a thickness of 6 inches, while Worcester's only has an armor thickness of 5 inches, which is here. And the armor on Des Moines' faceplates of the turrets is 8 inches. Now when we go to the Worcester, so Worcester obviously has a shorter citadel since it's shorter than Des Moines. The turrets don't have that well armor protection either. For just like the Minotaur, but at least better armor than the Minotaur, at least. He's in very similar slots to Des Moines. So with Worcester, 12. Now let's look at the good stuff. 12 rapid fire 6-inch guns with a fast traverse rate, which mitigates the low fire chance. All right, AA power might unmatched in the game. So yeah, just as strong AA as Des Moines. A versatile toolkit of radar, hydro, and defensive AA fire consumable, all on the same platform, with no takeaways. Is making that a little different to Des Moines, and then a great stealth rating with the 9.5 A max detectability range. And I've managed to get my Des Moines down to, I've managed to get my Des Moines down to 10.6 kilometer detectability range. But since Worcester is shorter, it gets a slightly lower one of 9.5K. Long-lasting U.S. radar can be upgraded with the special surveillance radar modification. Now let's look at the bad stuff. Now, main guns have a high firing arc, which makes aiming at range or at fast-moving targets a hassle. You know, so I've had that problem with Des Moines before. Or bulk cover AA firepower is in fragile open mounts that can be lost by HE fire. Just like Des Moines. The 1-inch plating of her hull makes her very vulnerable to all battleship shells. And HE fire from cruisers. You know, since it has weaker armor than Des Moines. Des Moines has 32 millimeter armor plating on its front, while Worcester has weaker than that. And then slower than some cruisers at only 33 knots. That's a pretty average speed for a cruiser, you know. And then playstyle is tough to master and can discourage players from playing her. Because it's more fragile than the Des Moines. And then the lowest base fire chance of all Tier 10 cruisers at 12%. Something I also didn't go over is the firing range of the guns. So Worcester has a firing range of 16.7 km, and Des Moines only has a range of 15.8 k, which is quite surprising considering Des Moines has bigger guns, but Worcester is a little more advanced than it. Now what's with the Des Moines? So Des Moines is decently armored, and literally can bounce 15-inch shells That's what, and which can make it a really irritating enemy for such battleships, Tirpitz, Bismarcks, Gascons, Richelieus, and even Alsaces. Yeah, that's a problem too for anyone playing in Alsace as well. Also, feel bad for these guys. So it can bounce 15-inch shells with the ease from the front. They can easily penetrate through the aft, even when angled forwards. Yeah, essentially overpierce. Fast reload, fastest for all heavy cruisers of tier 10. Not all cruisers of tier 10, just heavy cruisers of tier 10. It makes up for a relatively low fire chance. And has great shell penetration, and basically fire its AP shells at any broadsiding ship with great efficiency. Yeah, that's a pretty deadly ship. Good AP shell angles. Also, the higher auto bounce angles goes for the AP shells means it can easily penetrate at angles where other cruisers' AP shells will bounce. Now it's making for a devastating combination with the high shell penetration. Powerful anti-aircraft armament, rivaled only by the Hindenburgs, and can easily shoot down any carrier strike aircraft without defensive AA fire. Des Moines has a really powerful AA defense, and just make sure not too much of it gets knocked out. High shell arcs allow it to fire. You're behind island cover and consistent citadel hits. High shell arc allows firing behind island cover and consistent citadel hits on other cruisers from long range due to plunging fire, medium range, and long-lasting surveillance radar. So, poor DDs. And Minotaurs as well. Oh, and British cruisers too. Ooh. Now the bad stuff. Of easily damaged by HE shells as it can deal damage with it. And low main battery survivability, easily incapacitated / destroyed by other 8-inch AP shells after a sufficient time. So you definitely want to really need main armaments modification 1 and a level 1 commander skill that helps prevent this. And then slower shell velocity and high arc allows enemies time to turn and evade the shells. Long citadel, plunging fire from other ships can easily penetrate the citadel. Especially when you're broadsiding. That's dumb. Which is dumb. Weak plating. Almost all battleships will be able to overmatch the plating and in conjunction with the long citadel and deal huge damage. Because then again it's a cruiser. Well, you'll still be okay against 15-inch guns. Oh, low base fire chance compared to other tier 10 cruisers because they have just normal shells. Anti-aircraft armament very easily destroyed, can quickly be rendered useless against aerial attacks. So there's that. There's that. So now, guys, you're probably wondering which ship would you want to go for? If you want better armor and want to be able to survive longer, and you want and do bigger damage, and as well irritate 15-inch gun battleships, then you would certainly want the Des Moines. Now what about the Worcester? Now what would convince you to get the Worcester? Minotaur players would certainly love the Worcester. Worcester is a great ship for people that are struggling with the Minotaur, though it is obvious, essentially a Minotaur, but without torpedoes. But with greater armor. So Des Moines, I just said So I just said out what would make you get the Des Moines. But if you'd prefer being more maneuverable, and prefer a higher firing rate, then you'd want to get the Worcester. And as well turn quicker, you would want to get the Worcester as well. Oh, and for a little better firing range of AAN, EAN main battery guns. And the Worcester is also great if you just run into destroyers too much and you think destroyers are just too annoying. So, okay guys, that's pretty much it for my Des Moines versus Worcester video. I hope this was useful to you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye now.